Curious about why there are so many sizes and shapes to baking pans? I'm Marcy McDonald, Pacific Northwest Suburban Homesteading. Today, Shonna Zimmermann, Remote Homestead Accomplice, gives us the basics.
So as you're following along in your recipe, whether it's a boxed cake mix or it's in Grandma's recipe book, you'll find that there are instructions for different pan sizes. For instance, this gives me different baking times for a 13 by 9, round 8-inch, round 9-inch, bundt cakes, and even cupcakes. There are many styles of cake pans, and let me talk to you a little bit about how to tell the difference. First of all, a cake pan has very straight up and down sides. Picture a cake. It's a nice column that you can cut into easily and pull out your slices, whether it's round or square. I say that because this is a pie dish. The sides come at an angle, so when you've got your crust in there and your filling, you can get in there and scoop out your slice of pie. If it has an angled side, you're going to get an angled cake, and I mean, that may be what you're going for, but for the most part, cakes are traditionally more of a straight up and down column. So try not to use a pie pan for baking a cake. This is a 9-inch round cake pan, straight sides, and you know the width just by measuring across the top at the widest part, 9 inches. You do that because an 8-inch cake will be much thicker because there's less area for the batter to spread than in a 9-inch pan. So an 8-inch cake will actually take longer to bake because it's thicker and it has to get through to that center. This is an 8-inch pan. It's a square pan. Same thing, 8-inch, 9-inch. The 8-inch is going to be thicker. The 9-inch is going to have more area. You're going to measure it across the widest part. Square pans are not measured on the diagonal like your monitors are. This is a 13 by 9 pan. If you do it this way, it's a 9 by 13 pan. It's also called a casserole dish. They're for sheet cakes. Usually this would be one layer. You wouldn't be dividing your batter between 2 layers. They sometimes are slightly flared out on the side, but because it's a 1-layer cake, it's not going to really affect the overall aesthetic of the cake. Bundt cake. It's round, has a hole in the center. It's usually a fairly thick cake, and the hole in the center actually makes it bake more quickly because the heat is getting to all sides of the batter. This is a springform pan. Again, it's cake shaped, nice straight up and down sides. This is for cakes like cheesecake or tarts that you bake and you want them to remain right side up, but you don't want to leave them in a pan like a pie pan. So think about it. When your cake is done in a regular pan, to get it out of the pan, you have to flip it upside down and take it out. Your cake winds up upside down. I don't want to do that with a cheesecake. I've put the crust at the bottom and the cheese on top of that. I want it to remain that way. So you bake it. Watch this. It unlatches. Imagine your beautiful cheesecake there, and you've taken the sides away. Very similar with this fluted tart pan. You would put your crust around it into the little fluted edges, filling in the middle. When you want to remove the pan, and just push it through the bottom. And finally, we have a loaf pan. Bread is baked in this, but also pound cake are usually traditionally formed in a loaf pan. So those are the different kinds of cake pans that you might encounter. They all give different results depending on what your vision for the shape is, but they're all good for baking. You'll also notice on your instructions that sometimes there are different temperatures that you cook metal pans versus glass pans. There's different directions for dark metal versus shiny metal. Most of the time that doesn't matter, but sometimes if the recipe is telling you to do that, there's a reason why, so pay attention.
I hope you found this helpful. Even after all the years of baking I've done, I still learn things. Next week, Shonna returns to test whether a box cake mix really saves time over a scratch recipe. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, be curious, keep an open mind, and never stop learning.